Hi friends, how are you? Welcome to this channel and let's see our today's video and that is The Storyteller Lessons Question and Answers. तो बच्चों इस वीडियो में हम देखने वाले वार्मिंग अप एक्टिविटीज, मार्जिन क्वेश्चंस एंड इंग्लिश वर्कशॉप. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. सो फर्स्ट लेट्स सी वार्मिंग अप एक्टिविटीज. यहाँ पे फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है कि स्टोरी के बहुत सारे टाइप्स रहते हैं. तो यहाँ पे एक दिए गए 10 टाइप्स और उनके डिस्क्रिप्शंस भी दिए गए बी कॉलम में. तो हमें इन्हें मैच करना है. तो यहाँ पे बच्चों डायरेक्टली आप आंसर दे सकते हो. Now let's see second number question. Complete the following story using the verbs in the brackets in their proper form. So यहाँ पे आपको डायरेक्टली आंसर दिख जाएंगे रेड कलर में. Now let's move towards margin questions. First question. How many occupants did the compartment have? तो उस डिब्बे में कितने लोग बैठे हुए थे? Answer. The compartment had 5 occupants and they were small girl, a smaller girl, a small boy, their aunt and a bachelor. Second, why did the aunt have to use the word don't so often? तो वो जो आंट थी उसे बार बार don't का इस्तेमाल करना क्यों पड़ रहा था? Answer. The 3 children were doing naughty things like smacking the cushions and many more. So the aunt had to use the word don't so often. Third, how did the smaller of the 2 girls irritate the bachelor? तो सबसे छोटी लड़की ने बैचलर को किस तरह परेशान किया? Answer. The smaller of the 2 girls irritated the bachelor by continuously reciting a line on the road to Mandale. She only knew the first line, but she repeated the line over and over again in a dreamy but resolute and very audible voice. Fourth number question. To which question from Cyril was aunt unable to give a reasonable answer? तो सिरिल के कौन से क्वेश्चन का आंटी रीजनेबल आंसर नहीं दे पाई? आंसर. द आंट वाज अनेबल टू गिव अ रीजनेबल आंसर टू सिरिल्स क्वेश्चन एंड दैट वाज व्हाई इज द ग्रास इन द अदर फील्ड बेटर? फिफ्थ नंबर क्वेश्चन. हाउ डिड द चिल्ड्रन शो देयर डिसअप्रूवल ऑफ देयर आंट स्टोरी? तो बच्चों ने आंट की उस स्टोरी को किस तरह नापसंदगी दर्शाई? आंसर. The children showed disapproval of their aunt's story by interrupting the story at a frequent intervals with loud, petulant questionings in the beginning. As the story was over, the bigger girl said that it was the stupidest story she had ever heard. Cyril said that he knew it was stupid initially, and the smaller girl continued to repeat her favorite line. Next question. For which 3 values did Bharta win medals? What was exceptional about it? तो बर्ता ने कौन से 3 वैल्यूज की वजह से मेडल जीते थे और उसमें अलग ऐसा क्या था? आंसर. बर्ता won 3 medals for obedience, for punctuality and for good behavior. That was exceptional about her because no other child in her town had as many as 3 medals. 7th number question. How did the prince reward Bharta? तो प्रिंस ने बर्ता को किस तरह बख्शिश दिया? आंसर. The prince of the country said that Bharta might be allowed once a week to walk in his park, which was just outside the town. It was a beautiful park and no children were ever allowed in it. So it was a great honor for Bharta to be allowed to go there. 8th number question. Why did the children approve the prince's decision? तो बच्चों को वो प्रिंस का डिसीजन अच्छा क्यों लगा? आंसर. The children approved the prince's decision of having animals in the park instead of flower, which was quite a unique decision because many people would have decided the other way. 9th number question. Why did Bharta wish she had never come to the park? तो बर्ता ने ऐसी इच्छा क्यों प्रकट की कि उसे पार्क में आना ही नहीं चाहिए था? Answer. Bharta saw the wolf in the park and saw that it was stealing towards her. And she began to wish that she had never been allowed to come into that park. 10th. Why was the wolf unable to trace Bharta? तो वो wolf बर्ता को ढूंढ क्यों नहीं पाया? Answer. Bharta managed to reach a shrubbery of myrtle bushes and she hid herself in one of the thickest of the bushes. However, the scent of the myrtle was so strong that the wolf could not sniff out where she was hiding. 11th number question. What gave Bharta away and how did she meet her end? Answer. Bharta was trembling very much at having a wolf prowling and sniffing so near her. and as she trembled, the medals clinked against each other. The wolf heard the sound of the medals clinking and stopped to listen. They clinked again in a bush quite near him, so he dashed into the bush and dragged Bharta out and devoured her to the last morsel. Second last question, what impact did the story have on the children? तो बच्चों के ऊपर कथा का क्या प्रभाव हुआ? Answer, the children liked the story so much. The smaller of the small girls said that it had a beautiful ending. The bigger of the small girls said that it was the most beautiful story that she ever heard. And Cyril said that it was the only beautiful story he had ever heard. Last question, why was their aunt annoyed at the bachelor? तो बच्चों की आंट उस बैचलर के ऊपर नाराज क्यों हुई? Answer, the aunt of the children thought that the bachelor told the children a most improper story and he had undermined the effect of years of careful teaching. Therefore, she annoyed at him. Now let's move towards English workshop. So first question from the story, part 1 and part 2. Find 4 words that begin with the prefix un and write their opposites. तो स्टोरी में अन से स्टार्ट होने वाले वर्ड आपको ढूंढने हैं और उनके अपोजिट्स भी लिखने हैं. तो यू कैन सी हियर मुझे 6 मिले. अनसिंपैथेटिक, सिंपैथेटिक, अनेबल, एबल, अनइंटरप्राइजिंग, इंटरप्राइजिंग, अनइंटरेस्टिंग, इंटरेस्टिंग, अनएक्सपेक्टेड, एक्सपेक्टेड, अनहैप्पी, हैप्पी. सेकेंड नंबर का आ गया है फाइंड वन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ द फॉलोइंग पंक्चुएशन मार्क्स फ्रॉम द स्टोरी एंड कॉपी द सेंटेंसेस इन विच दे आर यूज्ड. तो पहला है कोलन, और कोलन आपको पता है जब 2 डॉट्स रहते हैं, और दूसरा है सेमी कोलन जहाँ पे डॉट और कॉमा रहता है, और जहाँ पे आपको ब्लैक कलर में दिख रहा है वो वहाँ पे उनका इस्तेमाल हुआ है. थर्ड क्वेश्चन में कहा गया है रीड द फॉलोइंग पीसेस फ्रॉम द स्टोरी. मतलब कुछ पैराग्राफ्स दिए गए हैं, उनकी जोड़ियाँ दी गई है, एंड सजेस्ट अ टाइटल फॉर ईच एज शोन इन द फर्स्ट वन. तो जैसे यहाँ पे दिया गया है फ्रॉम इट वॉज अ हॉट आफ्टरनून अप टू सेड द आंट वीकली. अगर इस पैरा को हम देखें तो इसे टाइटल दिया गया है चिल्ड्रन पेस्टर देयर आंट. तो वैसे रिमेनिंग और 5 आपको टाइटल देने, तो यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो मैंने वो टाइटल दे दिए. सो सेकेंड था द स्मॉलर गर्ल क्रिएटेड अ डिवर्जन से लेकर लाइकली टू लूज इज बेट. तो यहाँ पे हम कह सकते हैं द इरिटेटिंग स्मॉलर गर्ल. नेक्स्ट वन था इन अ लो कॉन्फिडेंशियल वॉइस से लेकर इट वॉज सो स्टूपिड सेड सिरिल. तो इसे हम कहेंगे आंट्स अनइंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी. फोर्थ वन है बर्था डिड ऑल दैट शी वॉज टोल्ड से लेकर मस्ट बी एन एक्स्ट्रा गुड चाइल्ड. इसे हम कह सकते हैं एन एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी गर्ल बर्था. फिफ्थ वन है द स्टोरी टेलर पॉज टू लेट से लेकर पॉपुलर ट्यून्स ऑफ द डे. तो हम कह सकते हैं दैट प्रिंस वंडरफुल गार्डन. सिक्स्थ वन है बर्था वॉज ट्रिम्बलिंग वेरी मच से लेकर द 3 मेडल्स फॉर गुडनेस. तो यहाँ पे हम देंगे टाइटल बर्थाज एंड. नाउ फोर्थ नंबर क्वेश्चन राइट योर ओपिनियन इन योर ओन वर्ड्स. तो फर्स्ट वन है व्हाट यू थिंक द चिल्ड्रन डिसलाइक देयर आंट स्टोरी. Answer, I think the children's aunt told the story in a low and confidential voice and it was an unenterprising and uninteresting story. They did not like the good girl's character and the story was also doubtful in the end, which was not cleared by the aunt. Hence, the children disliked their aunt's story. B. Why did they appreciate and praise the stranger's story? तो बच्चों ने उस स्ट्रेंजर की कथा की तारीफ क्यों की? Answer, the children appreciated and praised the stranger's story because he was a new storyteller to them. The story was told with an interesting way and by using different phrases like horribly good. It had an unusual end which they never heard from their aunt's stories. See, do you think Bharta should have made such a gory at the end of her life? Justify your answer. तो आपको क्या लगता है कि बर्था की जीवन का जो अंत दिखाया गया है, जो इतना बुरा दिखाया गया है, क्या आपको सही लगता है? आपके आंसर को जस्टिफाई करें. आंसर, नो आई डोंट थिंक बर्था शुड हैव सच अ गोरी एंड टू हर लाइफ बिकॉज शी वॉज नॉट अ बैड गर्ल. शी वॉज जस्ट फीलिंग प्राउड ड्यू टू द 3 medals. She should have been punished for her pride, not killed. D. What did the aunt fail to realize in Bharta's story? तो बर्था की कथा में आंट क्या नहीं समझ पाई? Answer, the aunt failed to realize in Bharta's story that She was feeling proud for her 3 medals of goodness. So she pinned them daily on her dress to show the people that she was so good. And so in the end, she was killed not because of her goodness but because of her pride of the medals. What is that one vice which nullifies all virtues that a person has? तो ऐसी कौन सी बुराई है जो इंसान के सारे की सारी अच्छाई को खत्म कर देती है? Answer: Pride is that one vice which nullifies all virtues that person has. We have a perfect example of King Ravana, that he was a great king of Lanka because of his virtues. Yet he was killed due to his pride and evil deeds. F. Write down 2 or 3 proverbs, axioms that suit the message in Bharta's story. So answer: the following proverbs, axioms suit the message in Bharta's story. First one: pride achieves almost nothing but destroys a lot. Think with your head, not with pride. Pride comes before fall. Question number 5. Write 3 to 5 sentences about each of the following characters. The first one: aunt. The aunt was not a strict person, so she was unable to control the children. Her knowledge about handling children is so low, so she couldn't clear their doubts as well as couldn't tell them a proper story. She thought that it was impossible to tell the children the story which they could understand and appreciate. She also didn't like the stranger's story, which she thought was an improper story. Next, Bachelor. While traveling in the railway carriage, he saw 3 children and their aunt. He knew that she couldn't control them and he didn't like her story. He was a knowledgeable person about handling the children, so he told them a story. He was a perfect storyteller because his story was admired by the children. Cyril was a small boy. He was mischievous as well as curious. He disliked his aunt because she didn't give him satisfactory answers. He didn't like to hear her uninteresting stories, but he loved the stranger's story so much. Next, Bharta. Bharta was an extraordinarily good girl. She was obedient, truthful, tidy and polite, so that she won several medals for obedience, for punctuality and for good behavior. She always wore them pinned onto her dress. She was also rewarded by allowing walking in the park once a week by the prince of the country. She went there and enjoyed herself immensely. But in the end, she was killed by a wolf due to these medals or because of her pride. 6th number question, say whether you agree or disagree. तो यहाँ पे बच्चों अपने ओपिनियंस बताने हैं, तो आपके ओपिनियन अलग भी हो सकते हैं. ये मेरा ओपिनियन है तो मैं अपने हिसाब से आंसर दे रहा हूँ. A. The children would have behaved well in the train if their aunt had scolded them harshly. So I agree. B. The youngest child was most irritating. This time also agree. C. Being a bachelor, the stranger had no patience with children. So this time disagree. D. The children showed disinterest even the bachelor's storytelling throughout. So ये भी disagree. Bharta was very good but very proud too. I agree. The prince had rare uncommon likes and dislikes. I agree. The wolf could not trust Bharta because she was behind a myrtle bush. So yes, I agree. Last, the bachelor had narrated an improper story to the children. No, I disagree. तो 7 नंबर क्वेश्चन में कहा गया है द स्टोरी टेलर एक ऐसी स्टोरी है कि जिसके अंदर भी स्टोरी बताई गई है. तो सर्च फ्रॉम द इंटरनेट और योर लाइब्रेरी बुक्स फॉर द अदर स्टोरी विच हैव अनदर स्टोरी विद इन. तो ऐसी 3 to 5 स्टोरीज के नाम आपको लिखने हैं. तो आंसर द फॉलोइंग बुक्स हैव अनदर स्टोरी विद इन: द हैमलेट, द नेवर एंडिंग स्टोरी, हार्ट ऑफ डार्कनेस, द सैंडमैन, हाउस ऑफ लीव्स. 8 number question, list all the verbs related to the verb say or told from the story. और ये भी देखना है कि वो कहाँ कहाँ पे आए. Rewrite at least 3 of the speeches near which they occur using indirect speech. So students, here you can say वो कहाँ कहाँ पे आए मैंने लिख दिया है. Exclaimed, added, asked, protested, suggested, persisted, to recite, demanded, admitted, retort, continued, quoted. Last question है read The Open Window by H.H. Munro, Saki. If you want to read the book, you will get the link in the description box as well as in the comment section. So here we have completed all the activities of this lesson. If you have any doubt, you can comment below. Thank you so much for watching the whole video and subscribing this channel. Keep studying. Bye bye.